What's up, guys? Today's episode 87, is how I will save $40,000 plus a year by automating my customer service in Amazon, eBay, Walmart, Jet, and my website support tickets. One of the hardest things about running an e-commerce business is the customer support side. It's not just a lot of work providing the best customer service possible. It takes a lot of the founder's time. All the meanwhile, you have to add more products to grow the business. You have to scale the marketing, and you have to grow it to the moon. So I believe if it wasn't for the show, I wouldn't have gone this far to force myself out of the trouble that I was in. I would wake up each day, spend 1 to 3 hours checking eBay, checking Amazon, checking the Facebook channel, and then checking my email inbox on Outlook for my website, hitting that refresh button to query the server. It was really time consuming. All these different channels have their own support systems. What the heck? Whew. So it was a huge time waster in terms of founder energy. Every few months, I would post in our Facebook group, amzsecrets.com/FB. How is everyone doing their customer support? Like, what the heck? And some people would say they outsource, but they wouldn't go really into detail about it. The problem with spending 1 hour per day on customer service is you really don't know how those hours would be spent differently if you otherwise had them. Before this episode, I had hotkeyed customer responses directly into my keyboard. If you hit Control-Shift-X, Control-Shift-C, Control-D, Control-G, whatever, it would query a templated response back to the customer based on what issue they were having. It was pretty awesome, and it saved about 10 minutes per customer response and gave the perfect response so that I didn't have to keep repeating myself. It was pretty optimized. It was legit. And then recently I spoke to John Jonas, episode 86, who outsourced every task to 17 different virtual assistants and how he outsources better. This really changed my perspective and evolved my business a major step forward. I probably wouldn't be spending time creating this episode and this podcast right now if I hadn't built my customer support out. I'd be answering tickets and closing out those spam ticket responses that you get, from an auto response email. When you sent an auto response email to them for purchasing a product, it's like back and forth, close that ticket out. So I started looking at Freshdesk. When I Googled customer support help desk, they're killing it in Google Ads, I'm telling you. I created an account. I set up my email forwarding. It was very solid. However, I realized I still had one major issue. How do I have customer support, a virtual assistant, answer questions every day without giving them access to my sensitive account data from eBay, Amazon, website? Now, that is a golden question, and it took me over 10 months to figure it out. Freshdesk was great because it offered centralized support tickets. Throughout this week, I started to forward all my emails to Freshdesk all in one spot during their free trial, and it would create support tickets out of each one. That's cool because then a virtual assistant could look at that help desk ticket and then answer it. The problem with Freshdesk was it was too general. It didn't pull order information from Amazon or eBay or my website. So I canceled my free trial of Freshdesk and went on to querying e-commerce support desks, hoping that there was one built for e-commerce. There's not one built for Amazon, but there's one built for many platforms, which is really surprising to me. It's called Excelco. Their entry level to join is $79 a month. And no, this isn't a promotion of them or affiliated to them in any way, though I probably should get the founders on. Excelco is pretty awesome. It pulls e-commerce data from both the e-commerce channel and aggregates them all into one spot. So you got your ticket information, and then you've got the order number and their address, which is the most important part. It's like Freshdesk or Help Desk, but for e-commerce. Now that I've pulled my order number per email coming in and the customer address, I can now have a virtual assistant respond to the customer, knowing what their product was that they bought and if they need to send a replacement to them. So this led to the next part, which I really owe thanks to John Jonas from episode 86, who mentioned create videos step by step. And if you don't create good ones, then, I mean, if your virtual assistant doesn't understand it, then you're probably not explaining it well enough. So I wanted to create very in-depth videos. And what better way to do that than to just go through your customer support inquiries? So I know it's really time consuming to create videos for training people, but once you get it done, you have really opened up 2 to 3 hours per day, every day, for the remainder of the lifetime of your business. You have untied yourself from the desk of the computer. It's kind of annoying because Amazon requires all of us to respond within 24 hours. And so 24 hours is not a lot of time per se. I mean, if you want to go on vacation, you got to set your account on vacation mode. What? So by doing this, we are about to untie ourselves from this 24-hour rule. Once I had Selco drive-in support tickets from multiple channels all in one spot, I knew I could automate the whole entire thing. This first process took about a week to feel comfortable with the support tickets going on all into one spot. I had to check to ensure if they were correctly being loaded in, if all the tickets were actually being driven into the help desk center, and that the data was accurate respective to the channels, including my website channels. Next, I wanted to give my customers the same type of support that a founder would give. And so I converted all those hotkeys, those templated hotkeys of customer support responses into templated responses inside of Excelco. And now all these templates can be visible by my virtual assistant. After that, I created a master customer service sheet. I charted all my products, associated issues, and how to respond to each issue with the respective template. So basically, all the virtual assistant has to do now is find a related keyword associated to the SKU of the ticket that just came in, and they can match that SKU with the associated keyword, and then it'll say use this template for this problem. And so you can easily add products to this master SKU list. It wouldn't be good for like retail ARB, but it'd be perfect for private label or wholesale. Once that was set in stone, I waited for 10 tickets to come in. I then turned on my screen recorder and recorded my screen and my voice into the videos, going into each customer support ticket, showing exactly what I would do for the virtual assistant to replicate. The first video was about 15 minutes long. I showed them how to refer to the master customer service sheet and how to respond with each related template. Then I showed them how to create shipping labels using ShipStation. This allows me to view all new outgoing shipments of replacements and print them out all in one go each morning for the shipment, which is awesome. So sometimes I have to send out replacements to customers in case they have a faulty unit or the unit just broke for whatever reason. Or whatever reason, I need to send out shipments from Walmart as well. And so the virtual assistant can now create the replacement orders. And that was actually a really time-consuming part where you have to copy the address fields into ShipStation and then create the label, set the weight and the shipping service provider. The virtual assistant now does all of this, as I've kind of set it up in a way so that he knows what each what each pinpoint of each product is. So in addition to this, I have set up USPS to do daily pickups at my location, which is free for anyone who did not know that. It's like having USPS at your office or at your house. You can set USPS to pick up daily for the next 3 to 4 months, and then you gotta recreate that recurring pickup daily. And I didn't know this until maybe a few months ago when I kept on going to the post office, and I'm like, this is getting out of control. I think one of my guests actually goes to the post office every day, but if he's listening to this, you can definitely set up free pickups to your house. The cool thing here is not only is he helping me out tremendously, but he's also responding to customers faster. by checking it more than 3 times a day. I am currently paying him $330 per day, which in Bangladesh goes a long way. One cool thing about this is that he is full-time, so he's not only helping me out with customer service, but other tasks around the business as well. By the end of it, it probably took me another week to finalize my customer support and make it very easy with the 3 videos for my virtual assistant to learn fully how to do customer support for my current line of products and to easily adjust for new products coming in as well. And one thing to note is he can assign tickets to me if he's not sure how to respond to them. And so that makes it, almost foolproof. So now let's take a step back for a second. If your competitor goes down the route of hiring a full-time employee to do this in the United States, it will cost him $40,000 a year. Also keep in mind the office location, health insurance, and all the other headaches that go along with having employees. So you essentially added $37,000, a little bit more to your bank account by paying someone $3,000 or however much that is per year you decide to pay your virtual assistant. And that's a major advantage in scaling your e-commerce company. It would cost way less to have 8 virtual assistants than 8 local employees. Though the benefits of having the local employees, from what I hear, is really good too. So the major lesson and golden nugget here is actually you need to break down the big problems into multiple small ones so that they become manageable. And it's one of the lessons that I've been learning a ton. I had this one huge problem. How do I stop doing customer support? And I broke it down into how do I have a virtual assistant do customer service for Amazon and beyond without having access? And then the other question was, how do I teach customer service to my virtual assistant for many e-commerce products? And both of those I just went over. So after all is said and done, I currently think this has been one of the biggest game changers in terms of scaling my business. I can easily train more virtual assistants with the 3 videos I have. I just send them the video links and the master Excel sheet matching SKUs to product complaints and template responses. It's only been a few days since I've got this fully solid. And I feel like I have so much more time on my hands to do more important things in my business, such as scaling the Facebook ad campaigns, scaling Amazon ad campaigns, add more products to the product line, and focus more on just the mind of the business rather than the repetitive tasks of the business. Lastly, this allows me to not be constrained to my desk, responding to support tickets every day within 24 hours. I would actually check them multiple times per day, in the morning, the afternoon, and at night before bed. Now I'm not doing that. I might check it once per day if I've got a ticket assigned to me, but I could almost have another virtual assistant taking the tickets that are supposed to go to me. Has this experiment worked? Yes, and by far. And now for your Amazon flash briefing. Amazon is now worth 2 Walmarts, according to Recode by Jason Del Rey. It took Amazon 18 years as a public company to catch Walmart in market value. It took less than another 2 years for Amazon to be worth twice as much. On the 20th anniversary of Amazon's IPO, Amazon's market cap stands at $459 billion before market opens for trading Walmart's $228 billion. Walmart has well more than 3 times Amazon's annual revenue and 5 times its net income. But Jeff Bezos and Amazon have sold a vision of revenue growth over huge net income figures, and Wall Street has largely bought in. With that freedom, Amazon has continued to consistently grow its revenue north of 20%, while pumping cash into big businesses areas like AWS, which has some estimated already worth $160 billion in the Alexa voice computing platform. So, what does this all mean, Dave? I like this article a lot. It doesn't say the most important thing Although it says Amazon took 20 years to double Walmart, it doesn't say why. Jeff Bezos stuck it in for 20 years. He survived the tech bubble in the 2000s, also in 2008 the recession, and had 20 years of near zero profitability while scaling his company up. The real golden nugget here is it takes time to build successful companies. As much as we all want to build a business huge and fast, we need to acknowledge that it takes many years of persistence and brilliant executions. Thanks for tuning in, guys. David Aladdin out. This episode of AMZ Secrets is brought to you by our Amazon seller tools. AMZsecrets.com VIP supercharges your Amazon listings. It uses big data from Amazon and Google in a meaningful way to increase the traffic to your Amazon listings. I use them with my brand, and I am personally ranked in the top 5 of some major Amazon categories. It's not a golden bullet, as you need marketing and good brand strategy, but having the ultimate Amazon listings goes a long way. To learn more about it, go to amzsecrets.com. Myrmidons, I hope you loved the podcast as I did. Be sure to check out our live Facebook mastermind group at amzsecrets.com/FB. There's over 5,000 members in there. Also, I'm looking for guests to come on the show to add more value and more golden nuggets. If interested, go to amzsecrets.com/guest. I know you're out there. Yes, you over there. Lastly, please leave a review on iTunes at amzsecrets.com/review. Every review counts and helps spread the word. This podcast has been written, edited, directed by David Aladdin, Global King in Amazon, Logistics Strategy, and Building Castles. What? David Aladdin.
Logical, practical thinking says you can't do it today. But if you want to produce unreasonable results in your life, like living your dream and taking charge of your destiny, you've got to be an unreasonable person.
Love comfort. Human beings are creatures of habits. We love comforts, predictability, stability, just things remaining the same, just being able to relax, like no surprises. We love that, and we love it too much.
Not only is it possible for you to have your dream, but it's necessary. It's necessary that you go for what is yours in the universe.
You will give the people of Earth an ideal to strive towards. They will race behind you. They will stumble. They will fall. But in time, they will join you in the sun. In time, you will help them accomplish wonders.
What's the S stand for?
It's not an S. On my world, it means hope.
Well, here it's an S. How about...
Out.